Bowden Jr. rushes for 233 yards to lead Kentucky to a 31-30 victory against Virginia Tech in the Belk Bowl. But Bowden isn't a running back, he's a quarterback. Hi everybody, I'm Mark E. Bilson, and Bowden is now being talked about by University of Kentucky fans and media as one of the greatest football players in Kentucky history. In fact, the fact that he got into a pregame brawl with some of the Virginia Tech Hokies has been totally forgotten, and it's a matter of, well, they started it out before the Gator Bowl and all that. Well, okay. But no, the accomplishments of Bowden, 233 yards rushing. He's now, all through the media guide in terms of receiving, in terms of rushing now. So the question has come about from Wildcats fans, what if he was the quarterback at the start of the season? And head coach Mark Stoops has asked, maybe he would have been up for the, could he have been up for the Heisman, that sort of thing. But I think that Bowden is something of a product of the moment. And no, not because he got into a pregame brawl. If you look at some of the college football games, even the NFL, Virginia Tech's quarterback, Hooker, ran for 50 yards in the game, which is not a bad total for a quarterback. Meanwhile, Peyton Ramsey of Indiana came an extra point away from possibly beating Tennessee. Why? With the quarterback scramble. He was able to avoid a rush from time to time that was quite heavy. In the NFL, let's look at the playoffs. Josh Allen rushes for 92 yards for the Buffalo Bills, helps him take a 16-0 lead in the playoffs. Deshaun Watson leads the Houston Texans to a come-from-behind victory. How does it begin? With his own 20-yard touchdown run and his own run-in for a 2-point conversion. And then, of course, there's Lamar Jackson. So I guess we can say that the quarterback of the future is upon us. This is the future of football, to which I say, stop. Stop. Stop! We've seen this act before. Here's the thing about running quarterbacks. Eventually, they've got to learn how to throw. Terry Bradshaw, Doug Williams, Steve Young, Michael Vick. Yeah, all of them succeeded because eventually they were able to put up big passing numbers. But then again, a Bobby Douglas, a Randall Cunningham, and I know that Cunningham had some good years and all this, but at the same time, as his career went on, he was replaced by Rodney Peete, who himself wasn't, a great professional quarterback. College, yes. Professional, no. Cordell Stewart, again, he had his ups. He also had his downs. And, of course, Colin Kaepernick, who realized in the Super Bowl he couldn't scramble his way in the red zone, targeted Michael Crabtree, and when his legs began to go, well, Colin Kaepernick was the worst-rated quarterback in 2016 out of the pocket of any quarterback in the NFL. A lot of the running quarterback success is the surprise of the moment. And as one gets older and can't rely on running, they got to be able to throw. Now, just ask yourself, where would you like the play to start? 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage with 11 guys that could possibly get to you? Or 10 yards downfield, single coverage. The rest of the field ahead of you if you can beat it. Yeah. As impressive as 233 yards rushing is, it's a pedestrian passing yardage total. It took a touchdown pass to beat Virginia Tech. So there's not enough real estate to scramble in that situation. And yeah, Bowden had to throw. If only he could have against Tennessee. Bowden should be drafted by the NFL, but that pregame fight isn't going to help him out any. Most of the scouts say 3rd round at best, and they say wide receiver. And that's where Bowden's future lies. As for Kentucky, yeah, this is now a team that's won 18 games in 2 years. Stoops is as good as any coach in the SEC, but there's only one thing that he lacks, or has lacked these last few years at Kentucky: a real quarterback. And really, at an institution that has produced so many good quarterbacks, from George Blanda to Babe Parilli to Jared Lorenzen and Tim Couch, there's really no excuse for not having a traditional drop-back passer who can get 300 yards when you need him to. That's what's keeping Kentucky from being a true contender in the SEC. You get him under Stoops, some things could change, and whoever would have thought that could happen at Kentucky. I'm Mark E. Bilson.